Hey guys, welcome back, and today we are going to make some beautiful monograms. Monograms are nothing but single alphabets. We are going to make something out of your monogram and decorate it. For this project, I'm taking a very old frame that I don't have a base for, so I've cut a base, and you can take a photo frame of your choice and use the backing for it to start the project. So I'm taking a colored paper. You can take any paper of your choice and stick some glue onto the base. So for the photo frame you will have a backing, right? So we'll take off the photo, and if it is a discarded photo frame, we'll repurpose it. That is what we are going to do today. So I'm taking a colored sheet of paper. You can take a printed one or anything that you have handy, some pretty paper for the background. Okay, so I'm adding a lot of glue, and now I'm going to stick the colored paper. Here I'm taking a blue paper that is stuck, and I'm sticking all the things together, or we are putting everything in place. So now I'm taking a piece of paper and drawing my monogram. My name is Manasa, so I took the letter M and I've drawn it on a piece of paper. Now we will take some quilling strips. Quilling strips are nothing but thin strips of paper that are stacked together, and they are curled and made into different shapes to make quilling art. But today we are not going to make the actual quilling. We are going to create a typograph with it. Okay, typograph is nothing but creating alphabets or anything like that using these quilling strips. Now if you don't have quilling strips, you can always cut some thick paper into different sizes, say 2 mm, 4 mm, 6 mm, whatever height you want for your artwork. So you can cut your paper into thin strips and start making this project. Okay, now since I've already written my letter alphabet onto the paper, I'm measuring out the quilling strip and slowly folding it, giving it a notch. You can see I've measured the straight line and then given it a bend right there, and then measuring out and bending right again. You can either cut near each line or just keep on bending, whatever is comfortable for you. I like to cut my strip. And now take some glue. Don't directly apply glue onto the paper because it would get messy and a lot of glue gets stuck. We are sticking a very thin slice of paper, so we need very little glue to stick that. So for that I'm taking the glue over a plate and then slightly dabbing glue onto the quilling strip. You can see very little gum is transferred onto the strip. You can dab off the extra over the plate and then gently place the quilling strip onto the line that you have drawn. Now I'm slowly bending it and adding the strip like so. Try to make it as straight as possible. Now if your strip is thick enough, it would stand very still and very perfect. My quilling strip is a little thin, so it's getting a little wavy. Try to adjust it as nice as possible over the drawn pattern. There we have it. You can see how we have made the quilling strip stand by itself onto the letter that we have drawn. Alright, let's continue adding the quilling strip I'm taking the same quilling strip again and measuring out the next line like so, and cutting it exactly to the point by making a mark. It's always nice to do this adding of strips in parts so that they would look more neat that way instead of those bends that we see. So I'm quickly adding the quilling strip onto the next line like so. I'm repeating the process, adding a very little amount of glue and dabbing off the excess onto the plate and putting the quilling strip in place. Alright. Now on to the next part. We're again adding little strip there. I'm measuring out the line again till the very point and then folding it in place to make a mark, and using scissors I'm cutting off in place. Dab the strip in the glue, remove the excess and slowly and carefully add it onto your drawn surface. We will repeat the process of doing this until we complete the entire monogram. In case if you see any spaces or unstuck portions, you can just go ahead with little glue and add it. For this process, you can use a forceps to hold your quilling strip if you're not comfortable holding with your hand. Again, adding the next portion, slowly measuring it out, folding it in place, and cutting the strip. Now we'll dab it in little paint and add it onto the monogram. So this is how it's done. We'll complete the entire alphabet and show you, repeat the process of doing it. Now we are done adding the quilling strip all onto the monogram. I've finished my letter M. Now I'm taking some watercolors and little water and paintbrush and adding little color so that it doesn't look very plain. I'm going to make some flowers onto this portion. So I'm dabbing some floral colors, little bit of pink, and making a little circle there. We'll know why we are doing this once it is done. I'm trying to give a little watercolor flower finish. So I'll add one more color. I'm taking a little bit of orange and again drawing. Don't take too much paint, we just need a dash of color here. So you all must be familiar with paper quilling art. We take strips of paper and using a quilling tool, we roll the strips of paper to make different shapes and make art out of it, right? But today we are not going to simply roll it. I'll show you what we are going to do next. First we'll see how we are doing the normal quilling. Now while the paint dries out, I'm going to show you how to make a quick leaf in a very simple manner. Take the strip of paper on one hand and start rolling from the end like I'm showing you. Place the quilling strip between your pointing finger and the thumb and roll it slowly and tightly like so. Keep rolling the strip until you get to the end of it. This is the basic quilling that we do. We can either use a quilling tool to do this. There would be a sharp pointy tool that we can add the paper strips to and quill. So now I'm closing the edge using some glue and pressing it on one end to form a pointy edge, and the other side would be a circular end. So this forms a little leaf shape that we're going to add it near the flower. I'll be repeating the process and showing you once again slowly. Take the strip of paper and try to roll it from one extreme end like so. Hold it between your pointing finger and thumb and start rolling till you finish the entire strip. So this is the basic quilling thing that we are doing here. But for this project I'm trying to show you a different way of adding the quilling strips and giving your project a little dimension. So I'm closing the edge here and pressing one end of it to make a pointy end, and the other one would be semicircle, and we'll be adding some glue and sticking it in place. So this is a lengthier process, and these create a leaf which are full. In this project I'm going to show you how to create a dimension with quilling strips. We will not be filling the spaces. We would be just cutting the strips and adding it in shape to create dimension over the paper. So I'm taking about this size for my leaf. Now we'll carefully curl it and hold the edges together and add glue and place it wherever you want the leaf to be. See, you can make out the difference, right? For the earlier leaf, we have coiled the entire strip together to form a thick coil and then shaped it into a form of a leaf. But now we are not quilling it. Instead, we are just giving the quilling strip a shape of the leaf and adding it. This is a much easier way, and it gives a very different look to your project. It just adds little height to your project with the quilling strips. Alright, let me show you one more leaf so that you'll understand better. I'm taking the quilling strip in hand and cutting a small piece of paper and just shaping it in the form of a leaf. We will close the ends by adding a little glue like so, and then now we'll hold it on one end and add glue and place the leaf somewhere that we want our leaf to be. It's that simple to create a dimensional leaf. Now our motto is to leave the alphabet in white and fill out the remaining paper with colored strips in the form of flowers and leaves. Make an arrangement of your choice. Now I'm adding one more leaf just to show you. Just hold it in place for a little time so that the glue starts to set in and the strip would settle. Now we'll take some flower colors like pinks, oranges, yellows, whatever you like to use. I'm taking a pink strip here. And we will make a nice rose here now. So for the center part, we'll be making a loose coil. Just like I've showed you for the leaf earlier, we'll make a very loose coil and just leave it out and add some glue and add to the flower center like so. Okay, I just rolled out a strip of paper and added to the flower center using some glue. Now I'm taking a small strip of paper and curling it by using my scale, and now I'm going to add the petal around the flower center that we have added earlier. I'm just holding it in place for few seconds so that it would hold its shape. Now I'm taking one more strip. Since we are making a little rose kind of flower, the petals need not be even. I'm just going to make a quick rosette. So I'm cutting all the strips at once and using my scale, I'm just pulling it like so to make it a little curve. Now adding in some glue and placing it on the piece of paper. Try to overlap one petal over the other so that it would look more natural. So taking in some glue and adding it again. Curling the quilling strip using the scale, taking tad amount of glue and placing it overlapping the previous petal. You can see we are building the rose. Taking one more curl strip and adding it in place. I'm adjusting the petals so that they would look more even. Make sure you're overlapping one petal on top of the other, as in where one petal ends, you start off the next petal on top of it, so that beautiful layers of rose is formed. This is like a cross sectional of the flower, the top view on how we see the petals. So that's what we are going to do. Keep adding the layers of petals until you're happy with the outcome. I'm going to add few more strips. Here you can see how the flower has taken its shape while we added the petals. I've created a beautiful flower there. You can see how it is adding to the dimension and giving it a height. So now we'll move on to the next flower. Now I'm taking an orange quilling strip for the other flower and we are repeating the process. Make a small loose coil for the flower center and cut it. Add little amount of glue and add it to the center of the flower. Now cut some strips of paper. I'm showing you this technique because it would be great for making this flowers over your greeting cards or any scrapbooks. It would be great for embellishments, and it is very easy to create. So I'm curling the strips and adding little glue and adding to the flower center. We will repeat the process of adding paper strips all around for all the flowers. You can see we are done adding strips on both sides of the pictures that we have drawn. Now you can go ahead and draw a lot of other flowers and keep adding flowers and leaves. Now I'll be taking a different color strip. I'm taking a light purple and then making small coils. So this I'm going to use as a flower in itself to fill out the gaps. So make tiny coils and cut them. Make as many as you want. These would make tiny flowers to fill out the spaces between the flowers that we have made earlier. Our aim is to fill out the entire white space, leaving out the alphabet, so that the alphabet would be framed with these beautiful flowers, leaves and petals. So I'm making tiny curls and cutting them off. So make as many as you want and stick them in place. Take a little glue and add it in the spaces that you want or wherever you want it over the paper. I'll be filling it out and showing you in a while. So I've filled on the top as well. Now I'm adding little color over the edges. Since we are running out of time, I'm just showing you only this much in adding quilling strips over flowers, but you can complete it around the alphabet that you have drawn and it would look really pretty. And once you're done, just add little color here and there so that our alphabet stands out. All right. Please add as many flowers as you want and complete this alphabet. We would repeat the same process. Now you can see how the flowers look three-dimensional and the alphabet also pops out once you frame it up. You can use this paper as a greeting card for Mother's Day. It is soon approaching, so it would be a great gift for your mom. I'm sure you would all try this project out. And this is the close-up of the flowers that we have made. Now on to our next project. Here I'm sharing a very quick DIY on how you can use your waste beads and sequins and other stuff that you have handy in your home. I'm taking an old frame and opening it out like so. You can take the help of your parents in doing this step and removing off the cardboard as well as the glass that comes with the frame. Be slow and gentle while doing this step. Please take help of your elders while attempting to do so. Now we'll have the empty frame and the cardboard base with us. So this forms the base of our project. Now I'm taking a white sheet of paper to use as the base for my project. I'll be measuring it out to the shape of the cardboard base that we have. So I'm just aligning it on the paper and drawing it using a pencil. Like so. Cut out this paper . Now using a scale, I'm going to draw a alphabet, a bold alphabet. I'm taking the alphabet A and drawing it out. You can either print this part or trace it from somewhere and draw your alphabet, or you can simply use a pencil and scale and draw your alphabet if you're comfortable doing so. Now once we have marked the alphabet, I'm going to use tiny knickknacks from around the house. Pull out all those beads, any junk sequins or embellishments that you have in hand that you're not using. We can probably put all of them to use in this project. Okay, I'm carefully drawing out the A with a scale. Now I'm done drawing. I'm just cutting along the lines so that we can work on this paper. So I'm cutting out along the line. Now I have this jar full of junk embellishments that I'm going to use. You can also pick anything, and if you don't have any of these things, you can probably take some lentils and dals from your kitchen and start adding it to this project. It would make a quick wall decor or a beautiful greeting card for your friends. So I'll be using some of these beads, some buttons, some sequins, and a lot of all this junk to make this project. All we are going to do now is to use some glue and add it So I have a mix of all these things, including some buttons, some mirrors, some beads, some glass, whatnot. I have a lot of junk around because we do a lot of projects and then sometimes these things get left out and they end up in the landfill. Instead of that, we can make a beautiful home decor project out of it. So that's the idea behind it. Make use of every little supply that you have in hand in one project or the other. Now I'm taking some glue and adding it onto the paper like so. Continue to fill all the gaps and spaces and you'll have a beautiful monogram which is embellished, and in real it looks dazzling. It shines and glitters. So I'm continuing to add beads or whatever junk I have and filling out the spaces. Like I said, if you're not having any of these, just use some stones, or you can use any dals, lentils, or anything that is lying around that you think would be pretty on this. All right, just go ahead and keep adding stuff. So now in order to fill the gaps, I'm using some blue color beads. They are like those pearl beads that we have, and it looks stunning. Keep adding stuff until you're happy with the outcome, and everything on that little alphabet that we have drawn is full, and that's how we create a little monogram out of junk supplies that we have around. Now once I'm done, I'm going to add this to the frame, old frame that we have earlier, and carefully placing it on top and then closing it in the back. Make sure everything is dry before you're doing this, because while you turn, everything might fall off if the glue is still wet. So just make sure everything is in place and then add it to your frame, or you can just use this as a greeting card for somebody or as a little gift. So I hope you enjoyed this quick upcycling project, and I'm looking forward for you to try this out. Thank you all so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed making monograms of your names or for your friends or family, and I look forward to your creations. Please share all your work with me. My Instagram handle is Upcycle by Manasa, and we'll all see you there. Now you can either leave it plain and simple like this, or probably if you have some watercolors, you can add a little watercolor background to this monogram to make it more interesting and colorful. I'll show you how to do that. Take some water and wet your colors. I'm planning to go with a little bit of green and yellow because I think they will go well with the blue that we have done. So I'm taking a little green and yellow here, and I'm just wetting the color before we get started. So add some water onto your paper and start adding color onto your paper, and water down the color as much as possible. We want very light and watercolor background, so don't add too much of paint here. Just very thin and light strokes, add lot of water and very little color, so that we would get that nice watercolor effect background to this project. I'm adding some yellow also and blending it together. You can see how beautiful this looks. Try taking colors that would go well with what you have done. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.